I walked by. I was up at 5 o'clock this morning just trying to roll over because somebody kept walking in and out of the door, letting it slam.
Yeah.
And my head is right there on the wall, and they were walking out of my door.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't go back to bed. I'm freezing. I've been tired for the last few days. I was pissed off the whole morning.
But you guys, let me understand. Do you guys know what's making you upset?
It's everything. It's the whole. For me, I'm not going to speak for him. For me, it's the whole process. It's the whole experiment. Is that, I think if we open up, or if I open up and let you guys know what's upsetting me, and it's not really against anybody. It's not him. It's not you. It's just what I'm struggling with, what I'm having a hard time with.
Struggle, right.
Missing my daughter, missing my family, not knowing what's going on. But I feel like it could be very powerful if it was like, not like church, but if it was just like, if you wanted to go to the meeting, and you can share your feelings, and someone can talk, and maybe someone else is going to speak and say, wow, I feel the same way. And and I think through opening up, there's more strength in that.
I think there's tremendous amount of strength in opening up and being honest with yourself and others. The only concern I would have would be, is it a safe space? Is it a safe place? Now, if you feel like right now is a safe space in place.
What do you mean safe space in place?
Like you can open up and talk about your feelings to people, like similar to an AA meeting and or NA or whatever type of meeting. But those places that you go to, it's a safe space.
Yeah.
Right. So people, what you say stays there.
Yeah. Who you see here, what you hear here, let it stay here. Here.
And if you see that person on the street, you keep on walking.
The 15 of us see each other every single day, so it's not really a.
And so let's say
we've got all these things around, right? So it's never ever going to be like that. But I think that's why we're so guarded, is because we don't want to open up because it's all being watched.
Well, there's ways around it. I mean, if you're not being who you really are, who you truly are, then you're never going to be happy regardless. You can open up, you can do whatever, but if you're not being true to yourself, you're never going to be happy. And if being true to yourself is running around naked, wearing shorty shorts, keeping a fade, being clean, things, whatever you want to do.
I feel like I am being true to myself, but I feel like it's more just to relate to each other, that we're all having a hard time.
So you want to hear his struggle as much
as... because I can relate to that. What Aaron's saying, I can relate to the hard time he's having right now. It's not necessarily who I am. It's more what I'm having a hard time with.
Right.
This is what I miss. This is who I miss. And it's more just
but
the ears that are
But all that is
hearing
who you are. Who you're missing, that's part of who you are. What you miss, that's part of who you are. And I believe a lot of people here, they're not being true to themselves, or they're not speaking up when something is bothering them. A lot of times people go behind your back and not stab you in the back, but say what they truly feel to someone else and not to you. And that's the part where that's the disconnect, where you're like, what? Why? And then you see someone and they look at you funny and you're like, did they just look at me funny? And they really didn't, but it's all that hidden stuff that you already kept in. And so if people can start first being honest with themselves and then honest with others, like, Aaron, you made me upset when you did this. And, having that dialogue.
Yeah. And then he doesn't say anything, and he just hears you, and then he says something. And
I don't complain about his food. I say one thing about food. And I say, you know what, Aaron? There's something, I don't know what's in it, or I don't like the bugs, I don't like the flies, I want to cook it myself. Am I beefing with you about it? No.
He just understands that that's what you want to do.
Because I kept that open. And now am I walking past him like this all the time?
Right. No.
Giving him a hard time about it? No.
He understands that. He gets it. But I feel like a lot of that is going on here. I think we need a group, like a men's group and a women's group, or
you just might, because
some kind of group that we could talk about, especially in our society, Aaron. Men, we don't really talk. Like, no, fool. Well, I whoop his ass. Like, bullshit. But, it's hard.
I'll be interested to see this. I would be thrilled, not be there, but thrilled to see if you guys can really come together and have a meaningful discussion, because most men can't.
you know what? How this is going to start? Just like any good meeting started with people that were struggling, is we're not going to shout it from the top of a mountain. Aaron and I are just going to sit over there on a log. I'm going to say, Aaron, what's bothering you today? How are you? What's going on with you?
Yeah.
How do you feel today?
I think like once a week is something that can just like.
And you're going to say,
really
you
help.
know, I'm just going to listen to you.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to tell me about what you're struggling with, and it stays between us.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if other people want to join,
Come on.
they can join.
Come in and
But
join.
there's no judgment, there's no reply, and I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to hear you. I'm just going to listen, and I'm going to let you talk. And then I get to talk. I get to tell you how I'm feeling.
That's where
And
a
I can
lot of
relate to
people
that.
need to work on with listening, like actively listening. It's not like hurry up, get your
Some
thing
people wait
done.
so they can respond.
And
Yeah.
you don't
Some
always
people
need a
listen.
response. You just need listening, like actively listening, being a disciplined listener. It takes
tough.
a work, some
It's
work,
tough.
because you want to add your 2 pieces in, or
It's all
your
ego.
2 cents.
That's all ego.
Right. And so if you guys can do that, especially as men, that would be, I think that in itself would be an experiment.
No, I mean, Aaron,
I'm with it.
I'd like to sit down and talk to you one day.
I'm with it.
You know, we just hear
We'll
each
do
other.
it. I'm with it. I'm
I'll
with
tell
it.
you how I
Maybe this
feel, and you
week.
can tell me how you feel. And it's not about each other. It's just about life.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's no judgment, and there's no rebuttal. It's just, oh, thank you, Aaron. Thank you for sharing. And then I get to share. This is what's going on. This is how I feel. And maybe, you know, I think there's going to be some common threads between a lot of us.
You guys would be shocked how many
Everyone.
there
But what
would
it's going
be.
to do, it's going to bring us closer together. You know, I just feel like the only way that we're going to make it is with each other.
That's number one.
That's the only way. You know
Because,
that.
That's number one. If we're not together as a team, if you're not together, then by definition you're apart. You know, you're against us. And if there's no cohesiveness between us all, we're going to fall apart.
Right.
And it's going to still keep falling apart. It's like it's like a puzzle. Like you can have pieces, but it's not complete until you have it all where it belongs. And it's not there yet here. Clearly, it's not there yet.
No, it's not. But, you know, we're only a month and a half into this thing. But I feel like this
But
could
a
make
day
things...
makes a difference.
It does. But I feel like this, if we could have like a little meeting and we could talk and we could open up to each other with no judgment, nobody gets to speak their 2 cents. This is not your platform. This is just the time to talk and let your friends hear you. And I feel like that would carry over into the regular life we have here. And that, wow, you know, Aaron shared something with me that was really heartfelt. It was really cool, and I'm struggling with the same thing. And it's going to bring the bond a little bit tighter. And the next time I see
Definitely.
him and something happens,
Then you have a little understanding.
Yeah,
you're like,
a little more understanding.
okay.
Oh, he's
well, let
struggling
me
just
help.
like I am,
Yes.
and I
and
get
you're
that
more
guy.
willing
I
to
feel it.
help and assist.
Right.
But
We have to get closer together. We have to.
we do.
That's
We
the only
have
way we're going
to.
to make it through.
Yes. It's the only way we're going to make it.
I'm glad
We
you
have
guys
us.
are aware of that.
Yeah, the good days are, in all honesty, for me, so far, the good days far outweigh the bad. But when the bad days come, they come. You know,
They
and
come in like a storm.
you can't do anything about it. You literally just have to ride it out because there's no way for you to run away from it. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything.
We're always
don't-
here next to
Yeah,
each other.
you can
around
only
each
handle
other.
your vices right here. You know, whatever it was that you were doing in the outside world to get away from the situations, you can't. And that makes it that much harder for us in this place. So I think, you know,
It forces
like you're
us
talking
to
about.
work together.
Yeah.
I think we need a Utopia 12-step meeting, is what I think.
I say, why not? I mean, we
No,
can
I'm
try
serious.
it. We haven't
I think
tried
we do.
it yet.
We need something where there's no judgment. And if somebody comes in and doesn't, these are the rules, and we need to say the rules in the beginning, because I think that's what they do. These are the rules for the 12-step Utopia program. I'm joking, but I'm being serious.
Yeah, but
Right.
There's,
This is
there's
a
no
group,
judgment. This is a group.
Yeah.
We all are here on our own accord, and there is no judgment. There is no reply. There, you know what I mean? We need a strict guideline.
You're not
And
forced to
then-
be here. You can
Yes.
leave whenever you want to leave.
And if you talk back or condescending, you're asked to leave.
Yeah.
Like
No
I would like
disrespect to
a
any
no
other person
judgment,
there.
a no judgment meeting. You know, where you just it's more about talking, right? Because when
Right.
you talk and It doesn't matter if anybody's listening. You just get to talk, and you know this,
to vent,
right?
To be able to vent, it feels good. Everyone needs to vent. That's why people who do not have friends are the most miserable people.
Yeah.
Because you call your friend when you need to vent, then you hang up the phone, or you do to have people in your life who you can actually talk to and who will listen. That's a treasure. That's like something you value, or that's something I value personally. But I think I believe it can work, and I would love to see that happen. I mean, it happens a lot between the girls, but not everyone,
Yeah.
But it does happen.
Well, it's not a mandatory thing. It's like, hey, Aaron, let's go sit by the rocks and talk. How was your day? What happened today? Tell me what's going on with you.
Let's make it a little bit structured. Let's have
Let's have some structure.
Why don't you, since you two are thinking about it now, why don't you guys, within the next day, think of some rules and get together between the two of you, and then introduce it to the group. Not even at a meeting. You can go to each person individually and say, hey, or start with the guys and then see how that goes. They have goddess circle. You guys, goddess circle. But that's what happens at goddess circle.
But I want it to be taken serious, because we're going to be vulnerable and open. We're going to open up and hey, this is what's happening. This is how I feel. And
that's the safe place. Safe
we have to create it, right, Aaron?
You have to create it, and how you expect respect from everyone, you guys have to give respect as well. Not saying you're not, but it's a two-way street.
Yeah, absolutely. Like somebody says something, you can't laugh. Wow, this guy's really struggling with this. Same, I'd want the same thing in return.
Yes, that's true.
We'll get on it tomorrow.
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea, actually. I think it's a great idea. But I'm coming off the sugar high right now, and I feel it. Thank you, guys. I really want to do this tomorrow.
No, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, me and you will go over tomorrow and make it happen.
Let's talk about it. Utopia 12-step program.